Hi, I'm Tom Dingley, and this is Mosaic Spotlight, where we highlight other local businesses within our professional network. Today, I have Karen Charbonneau, real estate agent from the Saratoga Home Team, which is in the Miranda Real Estate Group. Karen's office is in Saratoga Springs. Karen, welcome.
Thank you, Tom.
So Karen, tell us a little bit about yourself and your business.
Well, I've been in real estate close to 27 years and seen a lot of ups and downs and helped a lot of people buy and sell homes.
Nice.
Serve pretty much within 30 miles of Saratoga Springs, which is my office is here.
Okay.
Predominantly residential, some light commercial. And I think one of the things that we have in common is we like to educate people, which when you asked me to do this, I was very happy to do. I feel that education is very important, and finding out what people's values, home values are on a regular basis, annual basis, is also very important.
Yes.
To their financial security, future financial security.
Yep.
So thank you.
Okay, so despite everything that happened in 2020, the real estate market has been on fire. Can you share with us a little bit of how that's impacted your local business?
The market certainly is on fire right now. We are definitely in what's called a seller's market. Okay. As a seller's market, often if a house is even close to accurately priced, we're getting multiple offers on a house at this time. And with interest rates on the low side, people are buying homes. They're certainly out there buying. One of the things we had discussed a little bit, what's also happening is with the pandemic, we have people that are moving from a city environment to something a little less city. Wherever people are, there's a percentage of people that are moving to just one step a little bit more rural than what they currently are, less populated.
Understand.
So there are people from the city that are moving to the suburbs, people from the suburbs that are moving a little bit further. Even some people from up here that are moving even further remote. So there's a certain percentage of that is happening right now.
Okay. And that's also caused an increase in the home prices. And as we've seen this increase in home prices and of course the low interest rates, it's hard not to reminisce of what happened in 2007 and 2008 with the housing market crash. No, you don't have a crystal ball, but what do you foresee, or can you see something like that playing out again, or is this time different?
Right now, I think this time is a little bit different from what we did see back in 2007, 2008, and the reason for it's different. This time what we're going through is the pandemic is driving the demand that we're seeing within this area. And when I say that is people are finding that they can work from home. Companies are finding that it's working to work from home. Some people would disagree with that, and that's perfectly fine. But I know many people that their companies have said, okay, it's working. You're going to continue to work from home. There are kids that are still being educated at home.
Or in a hybrid situation.
In a hybrid situation, definitely. And so there's a need now, what people are saying, it's like, okay, if I don't need to be in the city, and maybe I only travel once a week to get to work, I can be a little bit further away because I'm only traveling or not traveling once in a while. So there is that drive and that demand from some people to move a little bit more distant from where their actual work is located.
Right, and it allows them to do that,
And what's happening is that in addition to the people that live in the area that want to move, now we're seeing a little bit of an outside influence where there are more people from outside of the area that are looking to move up to the Saratoga Springs area. It's a beautiful, beautiful area. So they're looking to come up to Saratoga for that reason. So I do have clients that have lived here for pretty much all their life, and they're in competition now with people that are moving up from different areas. It's making the market, as I mentioned, it's definitely a seller's market. Multiple offers on the same houses. Our number of listings, because people are concerned about the pandemic. There are some people that are saying, I don't want other people in my house, which is perfectly understandable. And we take every precaution that we possibly can to disinfect, to have people wear masks, to have people use hand sanitizer before they even go into a home, to make it safe for someone to go into another person's home. One of the things that I've always said is your home needs to be that sacred space, that safe zone. And having other people in your home right now is not always
it makes
the
it very nervous.
safest thing.
Yep.
Right, it makes things, people can be nervous
Right.
about that. So what is happening is we have fewer homes that are coming on the market. We're down about 8.4% from 2019 to the end of 2020 for the capital area. So 8.4% fewer homes. However, the number of closed sales has gone up 6.7%.
Wow.
And if we take a look at closed sales, which we have here December, you can see in December, which we do have some seasonality, which December has a tendency to be a little bit slower for sales.
Colder, all that.
So in 2018, and with the pandemic, this definitely shows that. In December of 2018, we had 965 closed sales. 2019, we had just over 1,086, and then in 2020, 1,477 closed. Now, this is also in part, if we were to take a look at the months that we had the closed sales, then we were down almost 30% in May, which was when we were at the height of the pandemic. And as a realtor, I wasn't able to show any homes.
Right.
So we have picked up a lot of steam, and some people that would have bought at that seasonality, May, which is typically a very busy time period, they weren't able to, was pushed off until later in the year, which is, I think, part of what we're seeing.
And shows to take advantage of those, low interest rates if you're purchasing. And,
exactly.
Same thing with the sellers taking advantage of the higher home prices to sell at.
So with the number of new listings down and closed sales up, supply and demand, the average sale price has increased about 10.5%.
Okay.
And in the capital area, the average sale price is just over $269,000.
Oh, that's great information.
For a single-family home.
Okay. Well, thank you. Yeah, great information to have there. So another one of the things I've seen is an increase in multi-generational families living together. That's grandparents, parents, and children living together. Yep. Sometimes this could be because of a long-term care situation or even a daycare situation, considering kids are not going to school right now, or in some cases they're in a hybrid situation and they need to have somebody at home with those children. Can you share with us a little bit of information on what you're seeing in this area?
It certainly is something that is happening. I have some clients that their family has moved in, parents for different health reasons have moved in. A lot of people that I'm speaking to right now, what typically would be college age children are in college, but from home.
From home, yes.
So typically they would be off to college, and a lot are home. So we do see that happening. Where people are deciding to have more than one person or different generations live in a home. I did have a client last year where she bought the home. 3 of her 4 children moved into the home, and her grandchildren moved into the home, and they're all under one roof.
Right.
They share a kitchen, but they do have separate living space, other than they share a kitchen.
Yeah.
So it's and financially, with the increase in pricing of a lot of things, it's making it affordable for people to have separate spaces to maintain some level of independence.
Right. Yeah.
But to have, it's also nice that if you are concerned about an elderly parent, they're right there. If you have to take them to appointments, it's a lot easier, and they're right there, and it's less worry and less stress.
Yeah, and I think it
to
keeps
some
costs,
degree.
and I think it keeps costs lower for the family overall. I mean, the long-term care situation can be very expensive, and it's just inflation just keeps growing that number even more. The same thing with daycare as well. I mean, daycare can obviously be very expensive as well.
It can be.
I think this is a great way to kind of solve that problem in some cases, if it makes sense. If it makes sense for the family.
It does. But I do say, whenever I speak to someone especially if it's an elderly parent, I encourage them to have some outside support so that they still can maintain some independence and a life.
Right. Right.
Being 24/7 for an elderly parent is very difficult.
I understand
And
that.
having some
Independence still.
some independence
Gotcha.
is very important.
Okay. One of the things I hear about, a lot of people putting 20% down when purchasing a house. What might be the significance of that number? And if they do not have 20%, what other options do they have?
20% down is great if you have it. However, if you don't, I wouldn't wait.
Okay.
And the reason why is when you're talking to a lender, they're going to give you a number for what it's going to cost you per month. 20% down means you don't have to pay private mortgage insurance.
Okay.
Now people say, okay, I want to save for that 20% down. And I would encourage them to take a look at, with a lender, what that means to them. With rates as low as they are right now, the 20% down may, if they have to wait a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever the case is, in that time period, what are interest rates going to be?
Completely understand.
So,
that. Okay.
once you get to, there are different loans. VA loan, you can put no money down.
Right.
FHA loans are 3% down. Conventional loans start at 5%. And the more money you put down, the lower the PMI rate that you pay. However, and I've had people say, let's wait and get that 20% or 10% down. Mm-hmm. However, if the interest rates go up 0.5% or even 1%, let's face it, at this point, there's very little room for them to go down.
Right.
There's much more room for them to go up. So in that time that you're waiting for that down payment, mm-hmm. if interest rates go up, that little amount that you would pay for your private mortgage insurance may be significantly higher. And over the life of the loan, that increased interest rate is going to be much more than your private mortgage insurance payment.
Gotcha. And as we said, interest rates are still historically low. We've seen maybe an increase over the last month, so over 3%. But again, in perspective, it's still historically low.
So what my crystal ball tells me is when you qualify to buy a house and you find a home that you like, mm-hmm. buy it.
Okay.
And then, the rest will fall into place. Because as what a lot of people are doing right now, they're refinancing their homes.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
And once you get to a certain percent of loan to value, you can knock that private mortgage insurance payment off if that's the situation.
Gotcha. Understand. So if a person's interested in your real estate services, how might they contact you?
Well, I'm always looking to educate people, which is why mm-hmm. I was thrilled to do this with you, and I feel that you do the same thing. Mm-hmm. Best way is for them to call me at 518-290-1009, or look me up on the internet at my website, SaratogaHomeTeam.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Karen, for coming in. I really appreciate it. We know buying a home can be very challenging, but also very rewarding at the same time. It can impact your retirement portfolio and your investment portfolio. If you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us. We'd be glad to help. Stay safe, take care, and be healthy.